I studied an LLB for 4 years at Wits, and during the course of my studying, you obviously have to like start applying for like articles and stuff like that. And I applied for articles at a law firm called Bowman Gilfillan, which is one of the top five law firms in the country. And I got in, luckily. And yeah, so I finished my degree, and then afterwards I did 2 years of articles, during which time I obviously had to write board exams, do all my like practical you know, assessments and stuff. And then we did all of that. Then I got admitted as an attorney, and now I'm working as an associate in the general finance team at Bowman. I've learned so many skills from the German school. I think, part of part of how I define myself are the relationships that I have with people. And that's one thing that I've taken from the German school, because I'm still like very good friends with a lot of the teachers from there, some of my old peers as well. And I mean, your relationships is probably the most important commodity you can ever have. But over and above that, I think just just the reward of hard work. I think I've learned to be accountable to myself based on what I produce. And I've literally been exposed to, or witnessed what I can truly reap from my own work and from everything that I put in. And that is something that I've taken everywhere with me. I think it's quite an important lesson. So hard work, yeah, if you work hard, you'll be able to reap the rewards. So I've had a very good experience at the German school, having been head boy and prefect and all of those things. So I think with that, it gave me the confidence that I needed to kind of, you know, navigate through, spaces that I probably wouldn't have had the confidence to navigate in. So, for instance, I mean, when you get to university, it's what one thing that people take for granted is that you spend so much time at the German school. From some people are there from when they're in kindergarten, and then they go into primary school, high school. So by the time you go into university, it's such a foreign environment for you, and you don't really know how to navigate it. You haven't had to make new friends in a very long time, but when you're confident enough, and you trust in yourself and you know who you are, it kind of helps you, you know, move around that space with so much intention. And you're deliberate about the friends that you make. You're deliberate about the courses that you choose. You're deliberate about so many things, and it doesn't end there. It also goes into when you start working and you get into a work environment. So I mean, like I mentioned, I went to Bowman's, and it was such a it's a very intimidating space, in that everyone who's there is kind of like an overachiever, and they're all there because they've done well at some points in their lives. And one thing that you have to deal with is this thing we call imposter syndrome. And with this imposter syndrome, you need to be confident enough, to believe in yourself and trust in everything that you've learned and experienced, to know that you deserve to be there. So I think one thing that the German school has given me is just that confidence in myself, and knowing that, what, even when I find myself in an environment where I could potentially feel less than, um, I'm confident enough to feel like I deserve to be here. Favorite memories at the school, I think one of them would probably be at the 2012 Olympiada in Cape Town. So that was really cool. I thought, for the first time, and it was something that I hadn't experienced before. We had all of the different schools, all the German schools in Hammansberg, in Cape Town, Victoria. We all obviously met at the arena, which was the German school in Cape Town, and we had the Olympic Games there. So that was I thought it was very, very cool to really experience the different cultures of the school kind of meshed together. It's very tricky because we find ourselves in an unprecedented time. Literally, no Altruler can like experience or can advise on what the current learners are experiencing, because we've never had to, or we've never been forced, to conduct all of our assessments, virtually and from home. So it's very, yeah, it's a very unrelatable circumstance. But one thing that I could say is that, look, um, and as unique as the circumstance is, it's just very important you know to reflect on what it is that you're trying to get out from your education, and to understand that with everything that's happening, you're doing everything that you're doing for yourself. You're not doing anyone a favor. You're really doing it for yourself. And um, I can't stress that enough. Like, there's times when I reflect on, I guess, some assessments that I might have had during high school, and I wish I could go back and do better, because all of those literally count right now. Like, they count in your adult life. Your performance counts so much. It doesn't. It's such a test of character. And obviously, once your character is defined, you're going to carry that in every circumstance that you find yourself in. So I think it's very important to to reflect and really appreciate that this is no one is doing you a favor. You're not writing any exam for anyone else but yourself, and your performance today is literally going to shape the kind of adult and the kind of professional that you're going to be tomorrow.